I think we have to talk about purpose a little bit, and you have such an interesting take on purpose. I get asked a lot, what's the purpose of life, or what's meaning and all that. Tell people your take on purpose.
Purpose, I consider purpose and meaning equivalent in this answer. Maybe there's a way to divide them, but let me treat them as the same for the moment. Many people look for meaning in life, as though they will, I'm still searching for meaning in what my life, as though it's going to be under a rock or behind a tree. Well, there's my meaning. And I'm thinking to myself, you have more power than that. You have the power to create meaning in your life rather than passively look for it. So for me, I create the meaning. And meaning to me is, do I know more about the world today than I did yesterday? That enhances meaning for me. And if that accumulates and accrues daily, in a month you know way more than you did than just that day later, so that you continue to grow. Have I, by whatever powers I have available to me, have I lessened the suffering of others? Or the corollary to that would be, have I enhanced the life of others? They're related. And I don't mean, have I devoted the whole day to doing that? Then I would be ignoring myself. But if there's some small gesture that I can do that can completely add value to someone's life, I'm going to do it. Because the leveraging of 10 minutes of my life into the happiness or enlightenment or the reduced suffering of someone else, I'd be irresponsible if I did not.
To be good at something in school, which I gather was math.
Well, so I liked math, but I think it's wrong to say you have to be good at it. I'd rather say you have to want to be good at it. And then ambition kicks in. And ambition can override whether or not your first foray was unpleasant, or you didn't do well, or maybe you flunked an exam. But if you really like it, you will spend time learning it.
Did you ever get discouraged along the way? Did you ever fail a test and say, oh?
Yeah, I remember, discouraged, I don't know if discouraged is the right word. I remember opening a calculus book for the first time.
Good luck.
In high school. And calculus is not some natural next step after algebra, right? It's a completely different new way of thinking about the relationships of things that change in the world. And you open up the book and there are all these squiggly lines and all these alphabet drawn from Greek letters. And it's like, I will never understand this, ever. Should I bail now while I have the chance? And I said, let me just try this. And a month later, after, I said, hey, I kind of understand. I think I know what that is. Oh, 2 months later, hey. 3 months later, I got this. And that was, that moment for the rest of my life it became proxy for me saying, if at first encounter, I have no clue what's going on, just spend time learning it. I mean, it sounds simple, but you can, I would realize how profound that fact, how profoundly that would affect the rest of my life. Anytime I saw something I didn't understand, work at it. In another example, a little contrived, but it brings the point home even a little more strongly. If you're an employer and two candidates come up looking for a job, and this is, again, a contrived example, and you're interviewing the two candidates, and you say, oh, as for part of this interview, I just want to ask you, what's the height of the spire on this building that we're in? And the candidate says, oh, I was an architect. I've majored in architecture for a while, and I memorized the heights of all the buildings on campus. I know. The height of that spire is 150 feet. In fact, 155 feet tall. Okay, turns out that's the right answer. That's the right answer. And the person came up with it in seconds. That person goes away, the next candidate walks in. Do you know the height of the spire on this building? The candidate says, no, but I'll be right back. The person runs outside, measures the length of the shadow of that spire on the ground, measures the length of his or her own shadow, ratios the height to the shadows, comes up with a number. Runs back inside, it's about 150 feet. Who are you going to hire? I'm hiring the person who figured it out, even though it took that person longer, even though the person's answer is not as precise. I'm hiring that person because that person knows how to use the mind in a way not previously engaged. You realize when you know how to think, it empowers you far beyond those who know only what to think.